कोई कॉन्ट्रैक्ट देने के लिए कह रहा है कि मतलब इट्स जस्ट ए लिंक्डइन इनबाउंड रैंडम कि आपको एआई वर्क करना है क्या जापान में? मैं कहा ऑफ कोर्स भाई जापान का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट बिल्कुल भाई मैं तो करूंगा तो इसमें राइट द मेन प्रॉब्लम आई एम सीइंग विद द होल सेटअप ओनली इज कि कॉल वगैरह आती है मेरे फोन पे ही, अगर कॉल आ गया तो देन माय देयर इज इंटरप्शन इन द थिंग दैट आई एम ट्राइंग टू डू, बट अदरवाइज मैंने इसको कोडिंग के लिए यूज कर लिया, मेरी ऐप बना ली, ऐप मतलब सॉरी वेबसाइट बना ली, वेबसाइट के अंदर वो भी कर लिया, क्या बोलते हैं गिटहब कोड स्पेसेस को यूज करके कोड को रन कर लिया, उसके अंदर वो क्या बोलते हैं एनपीएम की ऐप भी रन हो गई, उसकी भी ऐप रन हो गई पाइथन की। तो मतलब बेसिकली आई कैन यूज माई फोन एज अ प्रॉपर डिवाइस फॉर कोडिंग पर्पसेस प्लस फॉर एनीथिंग, राइट? सो फोन का सिक्योरिटी कैमरा सब चीज मस्त एकदम। तो या जस्ट बिकॉज वो लाइट चली गई नहीं, दैट्स व्हाई आई शिफ्टेड टू दिस एस्पेक्ट अ लिटिल बिट। इसको रिकॉर्डिंग पे सेट कर दिया था, और माइक कौन लगाएगा? कितनी बार बोल लिया भाई लगा दो यार। ग्रेनाडो वाला कहाँ गया वो बॉक्स? तुम ये तो नहीं कह रही कि तुम्हें पता नहीं है रखा कहाँ है? तो वो मेरे बैग में है, वो वाले जो AWS वाला बैग है उसमें
यहीं पे रख देना इसमें ड्रॉवर में।
हाँ, अभी इसके बाद इसमें नेक्स्ट प्रॉब्लम आएगी गर्मी की, कि अब मेरी लाइट चली गई ना तो ये एसी भी बंद हो गया, तो ये गर्म होगा क्योंकि यहाँ दिल्ली में बहुत गर्मी है और मैं बैठता हूँ इसके बालकनी के पास में। ये दो इश्यूज जो मेरे को प्रैक्टिकली फील हुए हैं। उसके अलावा मक्खन जलता है, लेकिन ये हम लोग खरीद नहीं रहे बिकॉज दे आर लाइक कि ये तो बड़ी सिंपल चीज है, कोई भी कर सकता है। तो कर क्यों नहीं रहे हो भाई? करो ना जैसे केजरीवाल नहीं बोलता तो करो फिर। तो
जितना मैंने रियलाइज किया ना,
जो पापा को दिए
जब पिछली बार मैंने प्रोडक्ट बेस्ड कंपनी में वर्क किया रहा हूँ अपनी सर्विस बेस्ड, लाइक बहुत सिंपल चीजें होती है। पीपल थिंक दैट अरे कोई भी कर सकता है, बट पीपल यूजुअली कोई भी कर सकता है तो फिर रहने देते हैं।
अरे नहीं, इसके अंदर वो माइक सेट नहीं हुआ होगा। हो गया एक्सटर्नल वाला सेट हो गया,
सब कुछ सेट है।
ठीक है, ओके।
इधर लाइट आ रही है
और मेरा इनका भी फेस विजिबल है ना?
सब कुछ विजिबल।
बढ़िया, ठीक है, कूल। तो ठीक है सिद्धेश, आई थिंक वी कैन स्टार्ट विद द इंटरव्यू पार्ट। या so let's see what we are trying to, let me just re-establish what we are trying to do here. Essentially I am Ayush Mandovra and I am running a company. It's called the Vibe Coder. The Vibe Coder is trying to be a consulting company which will do many kinds of contracts in software space, primarily starting with software space and AI. Because I have domain expertise in AI, I can provide that kind of expertise, but I have a team of I have a team which can work on front end, back end. I have expertise in all of that as well, but the thing is that because I'm running the organization, my need should only arise if no one else can do the work that we are stuck at. So then I come in. Otherwise the team should be capable enough of working on their own, because we are trying to be a consulting organization. तो उसमें I should be bringing in contracts and then assigning work to my team. So to establish us as a player, like if we want to build reputation, we have to do contracts, do good work with good companies. That is ongoing, but we also need to establish credibility in terms of posting blogs and doing doing stuff on YouTube to make sure that we are visible, and we are visible, and we are trying to make a mark here. So usme this is going to be the first technical podcast that I am going to publish on the Vibe Coders channel. And yeah, so just we discussed on LinkedIn, and yeah, let me also mention that LinkedIn, there are many places that you can find people. LinkedIn is for professionals. So if you want some specific expertise, LinkedIn is a very good place. You can talk to people via their posts. You can reply on their comments asking insightful queries. You can DM people, and like, it's not just about getting referrals for jobs, because yes, that was the primary purpose of LinkedIn, but now LinkedIn is trying to be a video first organization, and they are also trying to, like, obviously it's like a social network, so every platform can be used like a social media platform. And that's how me and Siddesh got connected here, where I just saw that he is a creator of a PyPi package. It's called Slacker, and I was interested in learning how he did this, because for 10 like I am in programming for last 10 years from college days, but I haven't published a PyPi package yet. So इसके बारे में थोड़ा सा explore करते हैं, but before we start, maybe you can introduce yourself a little bit about your background.
Okay. So first of all, my name is Siddesh Gujral, and currently I'm working as a senior research scientist at Nielsen IQ. Okay. If you want to know about my background, my journey has been like quite of a mess, to be honest, because I'm a mechanical engineer who turned into a machine learning engineer.
Okay.
Yeah. So I have before becoming a senior research scientist, I've worked across a lot of machine learning projects. I used to work freelance in the beginning because no one would give a machine learning job to a mechanical engineer.
Right.
So I did a lot of projects on freelance basis. I taught a lot. So I learned, I taught, and then I again learned. So that was the journey. I was also in that journey. I also became like one of the contributing machine learning engineer who developed its own XR platform at Life Pixel Technology. So I've worked at computer vision a lot and reinforcement learning.
What's the XR technology?
XR is extended reality. Do you know the augmented reality thing?
Yes.
Okay. So I've worked across developing packages with gaming engines for extended reality, with which you can develop applications like Unity and Unreal, Python packages for them. So I have also developed my own JavaScript package to run augmented reality completely in browser without installing any app, which is based on TensorFlow. And if you see my ML career, okay, as far as the teaching career goes, I have been a visiting professor at Bombay Stock Exchange, teaching financial people the advanced data analytics and data augmentation and all of that. I have been also at UpGrad, and I've taught more than, you can say, 2,000 students, 2,000 professionals and students how to deploy ML in production.
Okay.
And after all of that, I am now working as a senior research scientist, doing completely research work, which I love a lot, analyzing trillions of data points. That's good.
All right, that's amazing. So lots of interesting points. Yeah, maybe we'll circle back to some of them. The UpGrad teaching, and the journey from being a mechanical engineer to ML engineer, and then the extended reality packages, and you said something about TensorFlow. What was that?
It is the augmented web AR package that I have developed, which is based on TensorFlow image recognition.
Okay.
So you can build augmented reality apps without installing any application. So directly run inside browser.
Okay, build AR apps
Completely in JavaScript.
without installing anything. So that means, I think before we started, I talked about how I'm trying to market a product where we are using phones as computers. So essentially, because this is a browser application, I would be able to, by connecting a keyboard and mouse, which I'm doing, I connect a keyboard, mouse, and monitor. I can open Chrome, and now I can build AR apps because you already did the work for me.
Yes.
So is this like a application that we'll have to purchase, or?
No, it's not purchasable. I have not published it publicly because I also have I'm working on my own startup too, based on this technology.
I see.
Because so if you could just go on my website, okay, and under portfolio you can see a lot of web applications. So you can just visit those websites and experience those products.
I see.
Maybe after this, I'll share all the links and demos that I've built over the years.
Right.
Maybe you can stand them later.
That's true. That's cool. And how? So about the publishing part, how have you shared your journey so far? What was your medium? Most
of the time I always publish whatever I do on LinkedIn, and sometimes I write articles on Medium.
I see.
So when I built my package, that Slacker PyPi package, I published it on LinkedIn and Medium. And also a while back ago, I was doing a research on LLMs when they were not so much of a fancy thing. So I was doing research in that, so I published an article on Medium about how to calculate and how to train your machine, like LLMs, and define custom parameters, and that got a lot of views. So I primarily post on LinkedIn and Medium as an article.
Okay, maybe let's dive a little bit deeper into that once again. So you posted something on LinkedIn and that got traction?
Yes, on LinkedIn as well as on Medium. I wrote an article.
And that was about LLMs before LLMs became a thing?
Yes. No, they were not so much of a fancy thing. And everybody wanted to train LLMs on their custom parts, on their custom tasks, but nobody knew how to. And how to calculate, how to do the internal mathematics, how to set up those neural networks.
Oh, so you are saying... So when OpenAI came, they did LLM only, but they made it available to the public.
Yes.
And then a lot of players came in the market, like Ollama.
Yes.
So you were publishing articles about LLMs before Ollama was a thing, or?
No. During that period, when Ollama's first version was released, which was open source, everybody wanted to train the Ollama to their custom tasks.
Correct.
Okay, somebody wanted to do classification, somebody wanted to build some agent, some assistant, but nobody knew how to do that on your data and how to configure all those with CUDA and everything.
The neural net part, I have worked with LLMs as soon as they became like professionally relevant. Like in my organization that where I had a job in adaptmind.ai, we started using ChatGPT or like the GPT APIs when GPT 3.5 came, I think 3.5 or 3, and we switched to 3.5 turbo, then we switched to 4.0 mini, because 4.0 mini was very, very cost effective. So we are still using 4.0 mini. Nowhere in the journey I have had to learn the neural net part of LLMs, because I haven't so one thing is I haven't deployed my own LLM on production yet, right? Yes, now it's very easy to do with Ollama. I'm even trying to do it on my phone. It's facing small problems, but I've seen the articles where and I have some contacts also that they are not even technical. They are product management level people, and they are able to understand. I mean, they are not very non-technical. They have a little bit technical background. They work as PMs, and then they are able to use Ollama to host the Llama models or the small fee model or something like that. So where is the neural net part coming in?
Yeah, see, most of the time, there are two ways to consume an neural network. Okay, either you can do it through API, which most of the people are doing, but there are some organization and there are some specific tasks for which you would want to, customize, or I would say fine-tune that model. Okay, and fine-tuning in LLM was not a thing in 2021-22. Okay, everyone was just using APIs. But for example, at the previous company that I worked, I built a product for legal firm, okay, which was completely based on LLM. They did not wanted any data to go outside any outside servers or anything.
Right.
Okay, and they needed a custom fine-tuned model which can, suffice to their needs. Only focus who excels at legal tasks. So for those people, that you have to fine-tune your neural networks. Okay, you have to fine-tune, and it is not as difficult as it was earlier when I wrote the article. At that time, we had to manually calculate how many dimensions it will come and then create the data set and all of that. Okay. Now with the Hugging Face trainer and everything, it has become very simple.
Got it.
Yeah. So it was for those niche tasks which are very less in number of percentage, if you say, very less people actually fine tune. But those are for very, I would say, clients who are, very, what I can say, like critical about their data.
Right.
And critical about everything.
Yeah.
So that's
on that note, actually, every company should be like this. Every person, every company should really be like this. But right now, everyone is feeding data to LLM for free.
Yes.
But
yes, even at the organization that I am working currently, we are building our own neural network to analyze those with trillions of data points. So at first we tried using ChatGPT and OpenAI models, but at the end we dropped down to fine tuning our own models.
Got it. That's great, actually. Yeah, in terms of journey on like the career aspect, the job aspect, actually, I was from software, but I started as a technical support member of technical staff in BlueStacks. I was in technical support. I got an internship opportunity. I went there, and the first day there was some scripting, they were discussing some CPU data thing. They used to scrape some CPU information because BlueStacks runs on PCs. And I saw, and they were saying that we are not able to find the script. They were discussing among themselves. I was just there on the first day. And I was like, that is very easy to do. I can do it. And I did it in 2 days. And then with technical support, I used to do scripting work also. So I used to reply on emails, understand BlueStacks product, reply on emails. And then as soon as I was done with my tickets, which was the main primary task I was hired for, I would work on these scripts. So Zendesk, I've done a lot of Zendesk scripting, JavaScript, a little bit of JavaScript for UI themes, and chatbot integration with Communicate. So Communicate was one of the players that would integrate Dialogflow. So you can install it as a web client and integrate Dialogflow. And on top of that was the time I learned about webhooks, because we needed to customize it. And for 6 days I was not sure how I can do, and then I talked to the Communicate people. I was in touch with them, and they taught me that you can actually use webhooks for this. So I tried to understand what they mean, and then it was like one of those aha things. So I can just funnel that information into my own application and then reply from my side. That was very interesting. So yeah, I had a similar experience like technical support, QA automation, software engineering, data engineering, then machine learning. It's not easy to be a machine learning engineer directly.
It is not.
Yeah, and then
that is especially true in India, because in India, if you become a machine learning engineer, at my previous job, I was the only ML guy in that company. It was a startup company. So I have designed products, did research around it, built customized models, built a system, designed ML ops system, everything, even from to Docker to the deployment. So in India, if you become a machine learning engineer, they expect you to build the model or deploy it.
Right. That's true. This remote job actually from Canada, and we are also expected to know all of this, but we are 4 or 5 teammates, so this is a little bit easier. Like, I am interested in the infra work because I come from a different background, so I used to do Docker and all that even there. And in the data engineering line, I learned about like little bit more about the structured way of how we can store information. Scraping I already knew, but what do you do with the scraped data?
You have to store it somewhere.
So little bit I got knowledge. I was still a scraping engineer only. Like we have to manage inventory and collect information. But it was the good thing here was that it was legal. Like the problem is that so we are building these search engines and malls for malls. If you are building a search engine for mall, you need information of all the clients inside the mall, all the shops inside the mall. Sometimes they give you APIs, but sometimes they can't. Like they are not able to. So you need to scrape that information somehow. You can't ask the client, okay, we don't have the data, so we can't work for you.
You have to figure it out yourself.
Right. So it's like a legal scraping, which is very rare.
Right.
So yeah, and then you learn from there to a little bit Docker, a little bit, and then move to the search team within the organization. And at that time we were using NLP, this little bit of Deep Engine, which was their own internal engine, and then started using little bit TensorFlow. And when I came in, my senior was moving everything to PyTorch, and I was involved in the process. And then I was given a few projects to convert the core models from TensorFlow or Deep Engine to PyTorch. And in that I had to train models again. Right. And that was the so train the model. Then I had to create the the SageMaker, use AWS SageMaker, create a fast API application on top of it, and then you should be able to train the model directly from the API and then connect it to this other component, where the component itself is complex. So all that, and then we finally moved to this ChatGPT. So life has become much easier actually.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of people, when they text me on LinkedIn, a lot of my students from UpGrad or even the newbie students, because I regularly go on talks and everything in colleges. So whenever they text me, I always is that if you run a machine learning model in your terminal, it's not gonna cut it out. You have to build a product around it, make it accessible through the API. Use Flask, Fast API, anything. Because creating something is not that, it does not affect that much until and unless you build a product around it or build a way for a non-technical person to use it.
Okay.
That's the thing.
Right. Yeah, and that's why these people, their title is engineering. So if you are a research scientist, that title means that you can work on research work, you can analyze the data and create models and be done with it. But that, I think that might happen at either you are very expert or the company is large enough to support a person who only works on research. Otherwise, the machine learning engineering title, the engineering part means that 80% of the work is still software engineering. So, you know.
I once posted on a LinkedIn saying that I learned one thing the hard way is that out of all the ML products that I've built, is that 10% is only ML engineering, 85 to 90% is just building a service around it.
Okay.
That's it.
Right. Yeah. That's so I agree with that, and maybe next we can move to the PyPi package and why. So first let's talk about the impact in terms of, so when I saw on LinkedIn that you are creator of this Slacker PyPi package, I don't have idea about Slacker, but if I see someone on LinkedIn is saying they are creator of this PyPi package, it means that so this signals to me that this person is a Python expert and he is able to build packages, and they are so good that he is pushing it out on his LinkedIn profile also. So that means that the package itself is probably good. And so I want to understand from your side. So this is my side of the impact I see if you create a PyPi package. What is your thought?
My thought is that when I created the package that I created, the code which is in there, I have been using that code since 2020. Okay, because I am a very lazy engineer. So usually when we train machine learning model, it's 2 days or 3 days of waiting. All right. So it just in a nutshell, it is a package to track the training performance of your ML model, and it will send you all the metric through on your phone and on your watch. Okay. So what I used to do in my early days is that I used to keep my model on training and used to go down to wander around somewhere, drink a coffee or to go there.
Got it.
And a lot of times it has happened that my model failed on training. I didn't know. I was wasting time downstairs like 3 hours, 4 hours, and later I came to know. And it is the package for that. Like if something happens, that will notify you. And around those 3 years, I realized that a lot of
मम्मी इधर आना देखना रिकॉर्डिंग चालू है कि बंद हो गई.
But a lot of engineers ML engineers are facing this problem. Because I got a lot of reviews that how you do that, send me that script, I also want to do it. So I just thought that instead of just sharing the script like this, why not just make a
अरे मम्मी आवाज मत लगाओ, मेरी रिकॉर्डिंग चल रही है, बस ये देखो कि रिकॉर्डिंग में वीडियो में नंबर आ रहा है कि नहीं.
Single command and they can use it. So that was the motive behind publishing that, because a lot of people were asking me on LinkedIn like, can you share that script, can you show me how you've done that.
Got it.
It was for that.
So then I see. So the impact is direct. So you did not create a package for the intention of creating a package.
No.
Okay. The impact was there already. It was in some script form, and then we converted it to a PyPi package. So why? Like one thing is that it was difficult getting it shared. So you could have published a GitHub. Just post the GitHub repo on your profile, pin it, and be done with it. Then why the package?
Because out of all the ML engineers or all the software engineers that I've met, if you share a repository with them, it is very less likely that they will try to use it. But if it's just a single command for them, to configure it, they are most likely to use it. Okay, and I wanted ML engineers just like me to take advantage of this. Okay, so that's why just sharing a repository was not enough, because how do you install a package from repository? Even today, a lot of engineers do not know. But installing a package through pip package, like pip install this, it is very easy.
So why?
So that's why it was just for accessibility.
Right. Okay, but why does it need to be? Can I not? Was it not this that I could run something on my terminal, Python main.py or Python slacker.py? I run Python slacker.py and then I can get notified when the model is. So what's the complexity there? How is it designed?
The complexity there is you have to put the scripts in a right folder. And in Python, if you want to import a module, you cannot directly import a module.
Right.
That folder should have like .init file, .py file there. And a lot of people do not know that.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
That actually,
so it's just easy to.
That's true. That is, the import issues are one of the most like painful issues, and no one talks about it.
Yes. So it was just for the sake of that. It's just for the sake of that. People should be able to easily just import it in a single command and should not give any error.
And how many platforms are supported?
All platforms are supported. It is a all platform package. Linux, Mac OS, Windows, anything.
And how do you build a package like that?
Most of the packages that you build now, until and unless if the GPU restrictions are not there, if you want to access the GPU, alright, or if you want to access the file system, there are not issues. Most of the time when you design a package, there is one complexity about the systems is that Windows alone follows a different kind of file system, and Unix like operating systems like Linux and Mac OS, they follow a different kind of file system. Okay. So my package was not about accessing any file systems. I just wanted to send a message through over the internet.
Okay.
So it was not an issue for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, file paths. That's why Python in the OS module, there are features to directly use, like you can use the Python script directly to find out the files. So that is, that you learn this maybe within the first year of working with Python, especially if you started working on both operating systems, that there should be a way I don't have to create these if conditions for the file paths.
There is a way to do that.
Yeah, like
there is a library called pathlib.
Right. So it's inside the OS module, right?
Yes, it is a part, like it depends on OS module, but with the path library, you don't have to do the hard work.
Yeah.
You can just mention your path and it will access the path based on whatever system.
Right. So directory structure, like you can get the parent directory, or you can it also find files, like the file is somewhere. We still need to give the path, right? Or like in terms of comma, we can give as a list probably, but is it possible? I think they should
find this file in this list of folder. Something like that.
Yeah. Or we can even create, so that becomes little bit trivial once you know, and you can like even if you wanted to find files for something, then if you use the OS module or this pathlib, it becomes trivial for using it on multiple systems then.
Right.
Yeah. I have so I used to work on Neovim or like Vim, because BlueStacks, they were saying that there were many machines on which we had to do QA automation work. So all of them already had Vim installed, and I was supposed to work on one of them to build to continue working on the test suites. Basically, I did a lot of work there, but one interesting thing that happened was in the first time I was given a suite, like a test suite to build. They told me I have to work on Mac and create the Mac suite, and they were using Vim, and somebody in my team lead, he mentioned that Vim is amazing. So at that time I was like, what's so great about it? And then he showed this GG and capital G and some little bit DD and all small. I was like, okay, cool. And then I started using Vim, and then it was very slow, but I told him that you asked me to use Vim, okay, so I'll do in Vim only, but it will take me time. And then in 1 week I learned a lot of Vim, and then they moved me out from the Mac test suite because I was slow. but that was a very critical point in my life. Somehow I was more interested in being more technical. I don't want to waste time on YouTube. I was trying to be this hyper productive individual, which is not a very good thing, but I think sometimes it happens. Yes, you want to be burnt out, basically. Basically, you are aiming to be burnt out. That's your life. You want to be this hustler.
I can understand that feeling.
So I was just watching YouTube videos about Vim on my metro rides and coming back home and seeing how to do this. I created my repository of it has like 200-300 commits, all organic. 300 commits of just dot files. And that's where I learned about what I was trying to do was then okay, I have a good Vim interface now, but I don't have a good Vim interface on all the machines that I'm accessing via remote. From my laptop, I'm accessing these 10 machines. There's Windows 7, Windows 8, 8.1, Windows 10. I have to run test suites on all of them, and something fails, I have to investigate on the machine. So at that time, I used this knowledge of I can use Python itself for or not Python, but like just this knowledge that yes, it's possible to have multiple OSs with the same code base. You have the same code base.
Yes.
And it can run on multiple systems. You just need small tweaks, not very large tweaks.
Not very large tweaks.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that was a interesting finding, and all because they praised Vim by showing me 2 commands. Yeah, and then I moved to Neovim. There was a guy there's a YouTube channel, Chris. I'm forgetting the name, but there's a YouTube channel. He does a lot of Neovim. He created a Lunar Vim package also. Like it's a skin on top of Neovim and very popular.
Right.
So before Lunar Vim, I joined the Neovim lifestyle before Lunar Vim was a thing, and he was teaching how to do. I even copied his blog as my own blog. Right, just forked his repository and did my own, changed his stuff and put in mine.
Name on it.
Yeah, I used to follow him a lot. And then now Neovim is, these people I have moved too far away now. And machine learning work, I was not a machine learning engineer at that time. I was trying to be. I was studying in UpGrad, the machine learning course.
You were at UpGrad.
Yeah. During the COVID time, I was studying as a student, learning about machine learning. So 1 year of IIIT Bangalore and 6 months or 7 months of this Liverpool University. So the 1 year was actually very useful, and it was good time for me because I was as I said, I was in this hustle zone. So yeah, like do 7-8 hours of work at home because of COVID, and then either 2 hours before, 2 hours after, only have 30-40 minutes of break, and even then I'm just talking to a friend about what I learned today. Yeah. So I think so. What did you teach on UpGrad?
I usually taught like the entire machine learning and deep learning course. I mainly used to take when I was a new at UpGrad, I used to teach data analytics a lot, because at that time I was visiting professor at Bombay Stock Exchange teaching advanced data analytics.
Okay.
Then I started teaching computer vision and reinforcement learning, and that became like my forte, because over the period I worked a lot on reinforcement learning and computer vision, so I started teaching that. And then I had got a lot of good reviews, so I was promoted to visiting what we call it, the adjunct faculty. So I was taking like the entire course for batches.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. And reinforcement learning, like this RLHF is what made LLMs possible, right?
Yes.
Reinforcement learning with
human feedback.
Yeah. Right. So that's cool. And I think I got sidetracked a little bit, but let's come back to Slacker. And the last thing I think we were discussing is you told about the impact. You told about the complexity, that it wasn't very complex because you were sending web requests you are essentially sending some request from your computer to somewhere, so that on your watch specifically, that was important. The watch part was very important because while the model was being trained, your machine is basically blocked, and all you can do is think and walk or talk or do stuff. Basically, you go outside and stroll like these physicists, right? So if you get,
I do that even today.
yeah. So then about the how did you, which watch you had, and is it now applicable to many watches?
Yes, basically, see, I had a Garmin 420 245 or 235, I think, at that time. So what I did was, it was not like directly sending on a watch. It was just sending the message on Slack or Telegram. Okay, because at that time in company we used to use Slack. So what my boss used to say is that, what is the status of training of model? What is the status? What is the status? So I just created a common channel on Slack and just used to send the report directly through Slacker on that channel, so that it used to get updated.
And that's how the name is coming to
Slacker. Because at first it supported only Slack.
So Slacker, but why Slacker with 2 R's?
Slacker with, I think it is 2K, right?
Oh, Slacker with 2K.
Slacker with 2K. Because another meaning of slacker, being a slacker, is being too lazy to always keep a track of things. And I used to always be and I'm still a very lazy engineer. So I always try to automate things. So that package name was inspired from that, like from a slacker.
Okay. That's one other thing. We feel that we are lazy, but if you look at what we have done over our career, what all we have done, like what you are saying here, you were some teaching faculty, like in a small capacity, in like you were just taking small part, and then you got promoted because of feedback to be adjunct faculty. That means you are not lazy, but it feels for some reason we have this perception probably that we are lazy, but because what we are trying to do is we are automating stuff. Why we are automating? Because it is painful to keep doing the same thing. So there are 2 ways. Either you stop doing this thing altogether, right? You stop it. I'm not doing. Someone else will do it. Or you can automate it. And automating it means that you are now going to do something which is again going to be painful only.
Painful for 3 days, but it will save you some 30 minutes every day.
Right. I mean, like once you have automated it already, now you are working. Right. So now you have one responsibility of maintaining the automation, which is small, but you are now going to work on something else. You're not free. Right. You are going to work on something, and you are going to find yourself that, okay, I'm lazy now. I don't want to do this 8 times a day. And then you automate that, and you have all these small automations that now you are maintaining.
Right. I completely agree with you, and I observed one thing, I realized one thing, is that we are not lazy in terms of like lazy to do the work, but it's like we don't want to do same thing again and again. So it's like that kind of lazy.
Yeah.
We don't like repetitive tasks.
Right. That's called being an artist, actually, I think. Like you're a creator, you're an artist. Your art is code. The medium of art is code. We are actually artists. I think I've started to be more open-minded now, to try more things, not just code. That's why I started on the business journey, actually. One thing is that I am like my bloodline, like I am Maheshwari. Maheshwaris are Baniyas, and Baniyas are made for business. So in my blood, I am a businessman.
Right.
So there is some instinct there, but also I was trying to, it unlocked very late. I was in this journey of I want to be a good student, get good marks, impress my parents, and then do something like, okay, I was working on computers, playing games maybe a little bit, but it was like I had to earn that. I had to earn to be happy. earn how you can be happy, right? So I've changed a little bit in that aspect now. So I've done all the steps of being an Indian. So at my age of 28, I've been a good student. Got okay, like more than 90% in 12th. I got 10 in college. I got some marks, maybe 80% or more. I don't remember, because and college marks is not important. But I used to be work on these Python scripts on the side, and I was given the opportunity of being free a little bit, like, because college computer science means that after first year you are free to do whatever. So I did whatever. things I'll maybe share in a different podcast, because it's not the same nature of work.
Right.
And then
we can discuss it on another topic.
Yeah.
That thing.
And then after that, I've done college, I've done my masters, I've gotten married. So I've finished the checklist. So it's time to take charge of my life in a more productive manner, what makes me more happy. So right now it's AI agents, this AI space, talking to people, building a network of professionals who are interested in some work. If they get paid the right amount, they'll do the work. They're happy to do the work. The only reason they are not doing that work is because they are not getting paid for it. Because it's not that they want to get paid for that work, they are happy doing the work, but you need money to survive. You need money to have a status in your society, in your field. If you wanted to be if you just wanted to sell vegetables, right? Your life, you want to just find good you want to do organic farming, find good vegetables and sell those vegetables, make people happy. You can't do that right now because you are stuck in this loop of I need to do my 9 to 5. I mean, this is a very different example, but it's just something that came to my mind. So if I was paying you to be a good vegetable seller, okay, maybe you won't even need the same kind of money. You don't want to make 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs a month. You want to make, maybe you still want to maintain the 3 lakh lifestyle for some time until you start making money from this organic farming thing. And I've seen people do that. I've seen people become farmers. The person who used to give me freelancing projects is now an organic farmer. Right, he's selling dragon fruits and he's successful in doing that. I mean, apart from, he still also has business, so you need passive income, you need all of that. So I'm on that journey to make sure that I'm able to keep myself afloat, but also do what I want to do. And being in the AI agent space, being able to communicate well, being respectful and all that is helping me in this journey a lot. And yeah, on that note, I think we can close the conversation from my side. If there's anything you want to add, maybe you should, and then we can continue discussing on further topics later on.
Yeah, it's I want to add one thing that I've learned over the life. It's based on what you said, is that people first try to do the job because they want to earn the money, and then they get stuck in that. What I think my perspective is that, there are different stages in life or different hierarchies in life. Is that once you do not reach to that hierarchy, you cannot see what next stage actually involves, because a person who is studying cannot understand why 9 to 5 work is needed, or why setting up a business is needed. It's like once you reach that state, then now your path gets open in front of you. Now you want to do this, now you want to explore that. So it's like one.